Welcome back to The Explainer. So, have you ever been in a discussion, right, where the conversation just suddenly goes totally off the rails, like a complete train wreck? Well, today we're going to identify, unpack, and absolutely defeat the super common logical trap that causes this. Let's level up our critical thinking together. Imagine you're right in the middle of this really lively debate, and someone just turns to you and says, "You shouldn't believe her argument because she's only in middle school." Just let that phrase sit in your mind for a second. Think about how that actually functions in the conversation. Like, does that statement actually respond to the argument she was making? The answer is a hard no. It doesn't address the topic at all. Instead, it unfairly targets the person speaking. It makes the whole conversation about the individual, rather than their actual ideas. And that brings us to section 1, the ad hominem trap. Let's dive right in. Okay, so an ad hominem is a logic mistake where someone criticizes the speaker instead of responding to the idea itself. Notice the core error here, right? It's completely ignoring the actual idea. When someone throws an ad hominem out there, they're basically abandoning the debate entirely just to attack the messenger. It's a total distraction. So what exactly gets unfairly targeted in these attacks? Well, a lot of the time it's the speaker themselves, maybe their age, the personality, or their background. But here's the kicker. Absolutely none of these things have anything to do with whether an idea is actually good or bad. In a true debate, our goal is to compare arguments, not people. Moving into section 2, why personal attacks fail. Consider this quote, "You're too young to understand this topic." You can practically hear the dismissive tone, right? But here's the thing. Attacking a person doesn't automatically prove their argument is wrong. Even if someone is young, their argument could still be incredibly strong and well-researched. Age just doesn't dictate the quality of someone's reasoning, period. Because the reality is, judges, and really anyone looking for the truth, care about reasoning, not personal details. An argument has to stand or fall based on its own merit, its evidence, and its logical flow. Sound reasoning is literally the only thing that actually matters. Let's look at section 3, the homework debate example. This perfectly illustrates what we're talking about. Okay, let's set up the core argument here clearly. The topic is whether homework should be reduced, and the argument being made is, homework should be reduced because students need more sleep. Now, this presents a really clear cause and effect that demands a proper logical response. Let's compare two totally different ways to respond to this. The first one is, that idea is wrong because you just don't like homework. Classic weak ad hominem, right? It ignores the sleep premise completely. But then, check out this second response. Sleep is important, but homework also builds responsibility. Now that acknowledges the premise and counters with a brand new concept. It actually compares ideas, which completely elevates the whole debate. All right, section 4, test your logic skills. Time to see what you've got. Here is your mini challenge. I'm going to present 2 responses, and you have to figure out which one is logically better. And remember the golden rule here. Focus on the ideas, not the person. Okay, option 1, you only think that because you're lazy. Or option 2, that argument does not explain how reducing homework improves learning. I'll give you just a split second. Lock in your guess. Which one is the strong, logical response? If you guessed option 2, you nailed it. It's the clear winner because it points out a flaw in the reasoning itself by directly questioning the link between homework and learning. Option 1, on the other hand, just resorts to calling someone lazy, which is a textbook ad hominem attack. Let's keep this momentum going. Quiz question 1. An ad hominem mistake attacks, is it A, the argument, B, the speaker, or C, the evidence only? Take a quick second, lock it in. The answer is B, the speaker. An ad hominem mistake uniquely ignores the evidence and unfairly targets the individual delivering the message. Let's roll right into quiz question 2. Strong debaters respond to, is it A, personalities, B, appearances, or C, ideas? What is the true focus of a strong debater? Think about it. And the answer is C, ideas. Boom. This totally cements our core takeaway for this explainer. Strong debate is entirely 100% about comparing ideas. It is literally never about personalities or appearances. Bringing us to section 5, conclusion and teaser. Seriously, congratulations on leveling up your critical thinking today. So the absolutely crucial point to take away is this. Compare arguments, not people. Relying on personal attacks is a massive track. It doesn't make you right. Honestly, it simply shows that you aren't actually engaging with the topic. But before we wrap up for the day, I want to leave you with something to chew on. Think about this for a second. What happens when you don't attack the person, but instead you deliberately misrepresent their argument to make it easier to attack? Wow, that's another major logical trap, and we are going to dive deep into exactly how that works in our next explainer. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I'll catch you next time.